Welcome to the channel, Hayward here. I'm doing a short little video today. This is not going to be a very long video. I want to basically tell you a story, and the story relates to buying photographic equipment, and I'm recording this during the holiday season when you're constantly bombarded by all kinds of offers and great deals, to be honest, on photographic gear. So this story was something that kind of really made me think, and it surprised me, and maybe it'll help you. So last week, I think it was, I was on a session. I was doing a session for a friend of mine. He's a photographer, but he needed me to help him out on a job. It was a volume photography job, not something I do very often, but I can do it well. Anyway, I was going to be using his gear. He has an R5, it's a little above my camera, and he has a set of Profoto strobes. Now, as you know, I'm a flash photographer. I do flash on most of my photography. So I was like, oh wow, Profoto strobes, these are the best. I can't wait to do this session. And they did not disappoint. They worked flawlessly. I had never actually used these particular strobes before. They were I think the Profoto B10s. The two of those with the Profoto trigger and some really large umbrellas with a sock on it to make them into soft boxes. Great gear. I mean, this stuff, premium, and it did not disappoint. It took me all of 10 minutes to learn it, get it down, and just love how it functioned. So I did the session. I think I had 130 sessions. They were like a minute or two each. So this was really volume photography. I don't do a lot of that. So as the sessions were going along, what really happened, and this was kind of fascinating, as I look back on it, I didn't realize it at the time, I forgot what I was shooting with. It felt as if I was using my own equipment. So that says two things, right? The gear's doing what it's supposed to. It's doing a great job. But it's doing a job very similar to what my own gear does. So I kind of felt like, cool, my gear's measuring up to some really good stuff. What the flashes I use, I've talked about in other videos. You can look up my other videos. Not really relevant to the story. So my second reaction as I look back on it was, oh well, right? It just did the job. It didn't change, how would I say this? It didn't change or make it any easier or harder for me to do the job. If it had made it harder, I'd have been upset. But it didn't make the job necessarily any easier. It was a little different. Wasn't much different, right? That was kind of a revelation to me. My third reaction didn't happen until days later when I downloaded the images. The images didn't look any better. Well, okay. There's a lot of things to say about that, right? Well, I know how to light, I know how to expose, so there shouldn't be a lot difference when you think about it. Yet those lights cost probably $3,000 or $4,000 more than my light kit. That gave me pause. And that's when I realized I wanted to do this video to share this story with you. So what does this say? That gear that's many thousands of dollars apart did the same level of work? Well, it says a couple of things. One, first off, pretty obviously, it was overkill. It was overkill for the job I was doing. Fine, that's good, that's okay. Some jobs your gear is overkill for, some jobs it's not. But it would honestly be overkill for pretty much any of my work. What would they be for? Why or who or when, whatever, would require these lights? To me, what I understand is that if you are doing high-end commercial or fashion photography where you have to have perfect color temperature pretty much as fast as you can pull the trigger, that's what those lights are for. And they do it very well. My work does not require that. If the color temperature is 100 or 200 degrees off in Kelvin, no big deal, because by the time it gets to the wall back there, that difference has been washed out in my post-production steps. Yeah, maybe I could save a couple of little steps in of seconds in production, having perfect color balance. At what cost? The My Light kit that costs so much less, I've had for years and years. It's still with me. So economically, I'm fine. So where am I going with all this? It's a good cautionary tale for when you're going to buy gear. Really think about, is it something you just want and then the money doesn't matter, you just want it? Or is it something you need that will make a difference in your photography or your photography workflow? If those two things, or either one of those two things are true, they will pay for themselves at some point. If not, it's just something you want. You just got to realize that. That's all I really had to say today. It was when I did this session and this dawned on me, I'm like, I really want to share it with you guys, and because it may be of value to you during the buying season when everybody's trying to get you to purchase. I'd love to hear your stories about buying gear in the comments. Until the next video, cheers.